Silly butts, we back. Let's get it.
NBA Hall of Famer
James
James
Worthy.
Worthy, who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, said, "I'd much rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. Jordan made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid. Look, I'm not here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan. I'll just present to you the facts and let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think."
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late, great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird. And I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he sit off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball is when he became more dangerous. He was either setting a pick, coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one you always had to stay attentive to the whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And you know what? Oh, he's going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird, simply because his scoring numbers were better.
He just looked like
but
he
in
float in the air.
It was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half. And they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a 1986 magazine on the NBA. And remember,
let's see what that says again. Y'all know I like to pause it when they put on those Sports Illustrated little things. It say, as nearly perfect as you can get. In a glorious 7th season, Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics is demonstrating that he may be the NBA's best player of all time. And that was written by a guy named Jack McCullum. What did it say? The living legend. Yes, it is, man. Larry Bird is going down as the legend. The legend. Let's get it.
This is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. And in a league with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best because in 1984, 1985, and 1986, Larry Bird won MVP back to back to back. And in the 1986 playoffs, Larry Bird finally faced Michael Jordan head-to-head. And in Game 1, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all-around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By Game 2, MJ had a revelation.
And this is Game 2 of the best of 5.
So y'all heard that. So at the beginning of the video, they was talking about how all the legends and all the greats said Larry Bird was the best all-around player of all time, right? And we're also considering Michael Jordan as the best player of all time. So right then and there, they broke it down to you how both of those great players were different. Michael Jordan came in the game, dropped 50 points, 1 point short. So we just gonna round up to 50. You know what I mean? He would have got a free throw, they got a 50. He was getting 50. We're gonna call it a small up 50 points, you know? And then Larry Bird came through with 30 points, but also had like 7 assists, 3 steals, 10 rebounds. So that's what they talking about right there. Larry Bird contributed way more than just getting points. He put the team in, he got the team active as well. And I'm not taking nothing away from Michael Jordan. I know Michael Jordan get his team involved as well, but we just acknowledging what the video's talking about, you know? You know, so for any Michael Jordan fans out there, I'm not hating. You know, I love MJ. You know, I rock his shoes all the time. You know, but I'm just saying, Larry Bird was an all-around player, and that's how they broke it down to you when they played against each other. Larry Bird was doing more than just getting points. Michael Jordan coming through, he making point, getting it look easy. He making point, getting look easy. He just floating all over the court, just floating everywhere he go. He just jump and just float there, like, and just be there. And all in the air and all, you know what I mean? So yeah. But let's get back to the video. I don't want to talk y'all heads off. I'm sorry.
This round action, and the Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try. Because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Okay, I told y'all.
Half of the game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it. Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that
56 points for Jordan against Boston Celtics, man, legendary.
With 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
But it was an incredible playoff performance.
He had 63 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists against Boston Celtics, man. I'm just letting y'all know right now, we signified it the last time I paused the video. Jordan knew he had to get them points in order to carry the team to a win. Larry Bird just out there doing what Larry Bird do best. He just hooping. Michael Jordan like, man, hold on, man. One man can't beat Boston, but I don't know, 63 points out of 131. That's almost half the points, yo. Like, that's crazy. And that's when he had hair. Imagine if it was Michael Jordan when he had no hair. He probably would have dropped 100 points to beat them. But let's get back to the video, man. That's crazy.
Never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
But Larry Bird left with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock.
The W.
Bird, pick and roll parry. Victory for the Boston Celtics to take a 2-0 lead over Chicago in their best of 5.
That was a great game, man.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, you know, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes.
But if memory serves me
not
correct,
on Bird, but yeah.
They got
lost.
swept. No, not lost. They got swept. Okay.
Look how Isaiah Thomas, man. Isaiah Thomas so funny, man. He not letting up. He like, no, they didn't just lose. They got swept. Man, why you doing my boy MJ like that, Ike? Man, come on, man. I know y'all used to have y'all little beef too back in the day. Don't maybe do a reaction on Detroit Pistons versus the Chicago Bulls because they used to have beef too back in the day, man. Come on, man. Let up on my boy MJ, man. He carried that team on his back the best way he could, man. He's going to always go down as a great. But Larry Bird, man, was just an all-around player, man. And you know, man, he could shoot so well. It was just Larry Bird, man. Come on, man. I ain't a hater, man. They both great. I'm a fan of both, man. Let's go.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass.
Man, look at Robert Parrish talking about we stepped on Michael Jordan.
Larry Bird went on to win his 3rd championship that year. And the following year, when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Larry Bird against Banks, rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays it in with a right hand. Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the 4th quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good hands in the 4th quarter. It's been Bird, and that's about it. Final score in Chicago Stadium. The Boston Celtics sweep the Bulls out 105-94. Too much Celtic talent, too much Celtic experience for a Bulls team lacking in both areas.
Yes, Larry Bird in back-to-back years swept.
It's like somebody bit the back of Larry Bird's neck. I mean, I know y'all get physical out there back in the days, but y'all biting people now? Come on, man. I thought Mike Tyson did that. Y'all bite my boy Larry Bird all on his back, man, trying to stop him from getting buckets, man. If y'all haven't noticed, I got my green on, you know? Y'all got y'all green on? Did y'all like the video? Have you subscribed? It's your boy DtaeNoDinero here, man. Let's get it, silly butt. Come on, we back at it.
Michael Jordan in the playoffs. So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird, then what does that make Larry Bird? Now, to be fair,
Look at the back of his neck.
At that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate ever, Scottie Pippen, yet. When Scottie Pippen arrived, the battles were closer and more intense. And later in the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive, no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the defensive player of the year, the all-star game MVP, and the dunk contest.
Hey, listen, I know we came here for Larry Bird, but I'm sorry, y'all. We got to give Michael Jordan his flowers, man. We got to give him his flowers, man. Look at this, man. He got MVP. He got scoring title. He got all-star game MVP. He got defensive player of the year. And he had the title for the steals. And y'all already know Michael Jordan got some of the most. I don't even think I've ran into I've seen a basketball player with more hang time than Michael Jordan. The only person that I could say had hang time like Michael Jordan, but not like Michael Jordan, but it was close, was Blake Griffin. And that was before his knees got busted up in that season when he played with the Clippers. And if I'm not mistaken, check me in the comments if I am mistaken. I'm pretty sure he did play for the Clippers when he got his knees busted up. But yeah, Blake Griffin was the only person that I ever seen with hang time somewhat similar to Michael Jordan. But I got to give MJ his flowers, man, you know. He is definitely, if not the greatest player of all time, the second best. I don't know. Because Larry Bird, man, who told me to do reactions to Larry Bird? I don't know. But he's just too good. All around good, too, you know. But come on, we back at it.
He faced Larry Bird 4 times that year. And this is how it went. Game 1, tough battle. Bird wins.
Okay.
Game 2, MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10.
Okay.
Game 3, Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points. Game 4, MJ had an impressive performance with 39 points and 8 assists, but Larry Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever. And though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had was he was the MVP of the league and the defensive player of the year. I believe that was in 88.
Yes.
We
88.
beat them 4-1. I'm gonna say that again. 4-1. They won one game.
May I respond?
Wow.
And he never beat Larry
Wow.
Bird. He never beat Magic and Kareem. He never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J, Magic, Kareem, Bert, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor. Is this your GOAT? But after Isaiah Thomas swept MJ, he did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game. But what many...
So y'all mean to tell me that Michael Jordan is going down in the books as the greatest player of all time? Okay, this is just statistically, okay? Because I'm listening to the veterans here, okay? Michael Jordan is going down as the best player of all time, according to, what's going on in society. But he didn't beat Isaiah Thomas in the Pistons. He didn't beat the Lakers and the Magic. He didn't see Larry Bird and the Celtics. So, I guess we do got to go back and do some reevaluating here on what we consider the best of all time, I don't want to sound like a Michael Jordan hater here, but I didn't know that Michael Jordan didn't beat the Pistons. And I also didn't know that he lost 4-1 to the Pistons. So, and I'm from Detroit, and I like the Pistons, but I didn't know that they were kicking butt that bad in the 80s. I don't know, y'all. Drop something in the comments what y'all think about that. I mean, it's kind of like, it kind of don't make no sense, actually, at all. It's kind of like, how did that happen? How did Michael Jordan get such a high level of stature, in the NBA? And he didn't beat the other GOATs, the Hall of Famers. It had to be something about points or something. It had to be something. Y'all got to tune me in my comments and tell me why Michael Jordan got that level of stature. And he didn't stop the other Hall of Famers, And Michael Jordan is a GOAT. And like I said, he's a GOAT, man. I'm a huge fan of Michael Jordan, but I'm also a huge fan of Isaiah Thomas. I'm now a huge fan of Larry Bird. I'm a huge fan of Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the list goes on and on and on. So, I don't know, y'all. That just kind of seems kind of confusing to me, but I don't want to hold y'all up here. Let's go. The video been going on for a while now. And if y'all like the video so far, like the video because we still got some time.
Include in that story is that Larry Bird was noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals. Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But sadly, it only got worse. Because that following offseason, Larry Bird broke his back and was never the same again. But even as Larry Bird's entire body betrayed him, for some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan. Almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan. And I think I know why. When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984 Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars. The goal was to toughen the college kids up before they headed to the Olympics. So during pre-game warm-ups, when Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up. But instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court. And I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
Now look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan dominated that game. A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA players. Michael Jordan.
91-78. He was in college kicking Larry Bird butt. No bad, Larry Bird. I know we came here for you, man. But why you kick the ball? Why would you do MJ like that, bro? That was disrespectful, man. You don't do that, man. Come on, Larry. You had me sad, man, when I found out you broke your back, dude. I was just sad for you, bro. Why would you do MJ like that in college, man? Belittling my man's talent like that, dude. You're Larry Bird. Come on, man. I know what you was doing, though. You was toughing him up, though. And you definitely toughened him up. Actually, Larry Bird, I want to commend you on creating Michael Jordan, because I'm pretty sure you are one of the reasons why Michael Jordan became so competitive in the league. I feel like you was one of the reasons why he became so competitive. He felt like he had to outdo Larry Bird. I know he did.
The battle. But Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird took that loss personally because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game.
Michael Jordan, ball head, Michael
back
Jordan.
And forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird has KO the read. Jordan steal. Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their two best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird, because everyone knows who the ball is going to.
Larry Bird for sure.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down.
Inside
low, Bird low. You can't double yet. Now you can quickly. Bird's jumper, good. 3.6 seconds left.
Oh, it's 3 seconds left. It's 3 seconds left. He back in the season after a back injury. He's doing his Larry Bird thing.
Came over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.6 seconds here, 102-100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, two of the best defenders of all time. Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach, executive, and former player Pat Riley can explain.
Pat Riley? I knew Pat
Riley. In
an
interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote, "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan.
What?
If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird."
I knew it.
As Larry Bird was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble came up with the steal.
Here's Bird. Yes. He was met on a switch by Jordan, and there 69, Chicago 67. Jordan eluding a triple team. Reggie Lewis. Larry Bird.
Under the basket hook shot. I like it.
This battle between two all-time greats came down to the wire. In overtime, it was a tie game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls had the ball.
Okay.
Pippen now will look to throw in. 0.4 of a second. And here it is, Jordan with the play. Yes! But it's waved off. Will not count. Mike Mathis said no. Did not beat the clock.
Chewing gum.
Ooh,
make it look
almost
easy.
had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan
It's great to hear all these coaches talk about they're really concerned as Bird hits a little fadeaway.
Fadeaway.
Concerned about the minutes building.
Larry Legend fadeaway.
Into the playoffs until the game.
He's setting it up again. Look, the Larry Legend fadeaway. I told you, he always setting it up.
Larry Bird heating it out to go.
That man was a
In
sharpshooter.
the second overtime.
Again, hey, and one. Let's get it!
45 to go in the second overtime. Bird fires. Yes!
That boy Larry Bird.
The crowd couldn't help but chant the name of the greatest player of all time.
Shook his head and said, this guy's too much.
And the chant of Larry. Lee Brown beat John Paxson off the pitch.
That was D. Brown? Okay, D. Brown.
And the second overtime, and that will do it.
Wow. Michael Jordan, they would have counted that shot for MJ, they would have won that game. I know Michael Jordan was in the locker room sad. Mad. Peeved.
135 to 132 in a
Down 3 points.
The Celtics held on to win that game, but that year, Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in. And
look at the three greats!
There's a new sheriff in town. And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
He's not lying.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time. Except this time, it would be on the same team in what many would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
And rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the ball.
Hold on!
Save. Here's Bird. Yes!
That was goated. That was goated. That was goated.
After the great save by
Three
Michael
goats
Jordan.
on the team doing some
Larry,
real
I knew that you
goated
retired.
stuff.
Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. Brought a lot of sad memories to me, but I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck, and I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics.
Yes, he did.
And I'll see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not?
Look at Robert Parrish, man. Hey, y'all, man, listen. I know I haven't been here in a while. Like I tell y'all all the time, I ain't got no money, man. But I love coming back doing these reactions on Larry Bird and learning the game that I wish I could have grew in. But unfortunately for me, I didn't have an opportunity to play basketball as a youth. So I'm going back and watching some of my elders play, some of the greats, I think this may have been one of the best videos I watched because most of the time I'm seeing Larry Bird go up against the greats, but in this one right here, they were all on the same team for a part of the video, and that made me extremely happy, Watching people be happy and win, successful, with other successful people, that makes me happy, and I hope that happens for me one day. I hope that I succeed in life and I get to hang out with other successful people, and it's just all good vibes, because that's what it just looked like when Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan was all on the same team. When you just think Magic throw that behind the head pass, bow, and Michael Jordan didn't catch it, but he went back and ran and caught it before it went out of bounds and threw it behind a back pass without even looking. And Larry Bird caught it and knocked down the shot. I tell y'all, man, those had to be the days. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been liking the videos and subscribed so far. If you're new to the channel, I hope you do like the video. I hope you subscribe. But if you don't, I'm going to stay dropping content. So I hope you come back and watch some more, because we ain't done. We're not done. We're nowhere near done, because the work don't stop. You work hard, you play hard. And that's what we just watched. We watched some greats work hard, and they played hard. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero, man. Hey, man, self-love, man. One love, y'all. We out. Peace. Let's get it.